Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Yeah, high status players. Yeah, and I want to shout out one of my loyal subscribers, Art Bunker. Went to alumni of my high school, go Lions. And he inspired it. He didn't really ask for the topic, but he inspired it with a comment he had on a recent video, because he was talking about these 92 octane women and stuff, and how they looking for that man of status. They don't want that. They making all that money. They got their degrees and all of that. They got their money, got their condos and all of that. And, they'll meet some dude who doesn't have, well, I would say, it ain't so much the job is higher, but maybe just, they'll meet some dudes who they're not in that same white collar line of work. They'll meet some dudes who might be a mechanic, a plumber, teacher, police officer, whatever. But see, the women don't want to deal with those type of men. And ironically, it ain't even about the money, because, truth be told, in many cases, some of those dudes make more money. I mean, I never forget when my mailman told me. He said he gets paid $80,000 to deliver junk mail. $80,000. Think about it. So he's actually, this mailman's actually making more money than a bunch of women who would look down on him. Like the UPS drivers. I remember years ago, and this is years ago, I was hearing about UPS drivers making $70,000, right? And that was years ago, so it's probably higher now. And with online businesses and everything, and them being more busy, they probably making more. If you in UPS or FedEx or any of these things. And my point is, a lot of these guys are making money monetarily. They're actually making more money than some of these women making the money. These women, they get that office job or something, they think they making that money, and the so-called blue collar guy actually making more, and probably owns the business. While they're a glorified employee, they probably own the business, right? But that's cool. And this is not something. This video isn't something like promoting the blue collar brother. That we've done that. But the irony is, these women want the status men, and there are men out there. There are men, even though some women don't believe they exist. I remember years ago I wrote a article. It was called "The Shortage of Good Black Women," right? And to say it pissed off some women, it was an understatement. But I was talking in the article, I talked about, I used 3 examples. Now, I said they were fictional examples, but that was more or less, they were based on real people. And two of the examples were, all of them were like successful, but, 2 of the examples were professional types, right? And women were saying, some women were saying they don't exist. Which told me about what circles they ran in. And probably like some like hood rats or something saying they don't exist. But the fact of the matter is, they do exist. For all the talk women have out here about, not being able to run into professional brothers and stuff, they definitely exist. You just gotta be, these women just ain't in a circle to meet these men. All right? But again, this isn't about that. I'm saying high status players because, okay, you get some guys up there. They got their JDs, they got their MDs, they got their MBAs. They got the dual degrees. They got the money to match it. They up there. They in the law firms. They in the hospitals. They in the CPA firms. Those guys are some of the biggest players. See, that's the part. That's the part women don't want to talk about. They're going to complain that these guys don't exist, but see, plenty of them do. But see, these women find out all of a sudden when they meet those guys, these guys ain't trying to settle with them. They find out some of the biggest players are up there. See, we always talking about Pookie and Ray Ray, right? I mean, Pookie and Ray Ray, shoot. I don't know how Pookie and Ray Ray get any sleep, because apparently they sleep on everybody. Good Lord. Shoot. Only person that get more play than Pookie and Ray Ray is Jesus. It's like that. Damn, because, Jesus is everybody's man. Right? But check it out. Some of the biggest players, womanizers, dudes just be tearing up some shit, is that high status dude, who's making that money. And those are the ones who even like stay in the States, because in this another video, a lot of those high status men don't even mess with American women. Those are the ones really pushing the sex tourism thing or getting mates in other countries because they got the money to travel. And they've been doing that, but that's a whole other video. But some of the biggest players are those high status dudes. Because think about it though. Other than sex, what they really need a woman for? Unless they just want to be married or something, or, they want to legitimize a kid. But if they get to a point where they might have been married or had somebody when they were younger before they really made it, and then, they get go through a divorce, breakup, or anything, they still have a kid, shoot, they don't have any incentive to really, settle after that. They already got a kid, so they ain't like they got some I need an heir or something. Nah, they get up there, get that money, shoot, they what am I selling for? And see, they got what it takes. In fact, I talk about that in the pay video I just did, the status game. They got the cars, they got the fat crib. They got the job, because a lot of women is they get wet if you say you got some type of profession or something. So they got all that. And that dude, he get up there, he's like, well, hold up, I got all these women coming on to me just because of my status. And they know it. It's not even the money in some cases, it's just the status. Women just want that guy with status. I mean, it's deep to the point where a woman might take a man making $30,000, but he got that high status, for whatever reason. Because for example, you get some doctors and attorneys who, for whatever reason, they not working at some high price firm or something, but they might be doing stuff more for the people, but they got the status, right? Like a public defender or something, they still got that status, right? You get a woman who will deal with that man for status, and then, even though many women talk about, well, he need to have some money or something like that, but skip over that blue collar dude who doesn't have that same status, but is making six figures from owning a business. So, the status guy, he knows this. He sees this. He knows if he, that's why you get some status guys, they lead with their business card. They lead with the business card. They like, oh yeah, well, or they slip that in the conversation because they know some women getting hot on that. So at the same time, if a man knows this, why would he take any woman that get turned on by that seriously? I want y'all to think about it, especially some women listening who be chasing these status guys. Why would this man take you seriously? And I've done other videos talking about this. He wondering, hey, you gonna be there for me if I change something? If I change my status, you gonna be there? You want me, or you want that title I have? Ah, yeah. Yeah, y'all. Think about it. So what the guy do? He said, well, you know what? He still wants sex. Let me just deal with this. I'll deal with this woman, as it is. Get what I can from her and let her move on, because I can't take her seriously in a serious relationship. Because she too worried about what I do instead of who I am. And in fact, he can make some dudes cold. It's just, you know what? And women need to think about this, because I know some women out there dealt with those type of guys, making all that money but ain't trying to commit to them. You got to think, what are you getting excited about? And if you getting excited about, just because he pushing that E-class, or he got that condo in that exclusive neighborhood, why should he take you seriously? Because in his eyes, you just in love with the status. So you know what? He's gonna be like, well, shoot, why should I open my heart to this woman? She might roll out if she finds somebody with a better status. So then at that point, the woman becomes just nothing but a sex object. And I know she's probably like, well, it ain't just about his status and anything. I got status too, and I got money too. Ladies, I'll say this 1,000 times, because I even saw this on my Facebook account. Somebody was asking about that. How come the guys don't care about money or something like that, right? Because we don't. A real man is really not gonna have a major concern over a woman's money, other than to the point she ain't gonna just empty his bank account. He will make sure she got something that she ain't just being a straight gold digger, right? To make sure she got something. But at the same time, it's not like we sit around in the barbershop and say, oh man, yeah, she a doctor, she a lawyer. Nah, we really don't be doing that. In fact, I knew a woman. I mentioned this woman before, because this is a subject I've touched on before. I know a woman, she was an attorney, but she had plenty of guys because she never emphasized it. And I know some women will probably say, well, they probably would have been intimidated. Yeah, that's going to be my next video, yo. The intimidation thing. So anyway, right? That high status players, some of the best players, because you know what too, they can take it. One thing, they ain't that guy who can just just got hit it and quit it and then get out the woman's house. They bring the woman over to her place. That's in his realm. And plus, if they want to, she bad enough, or fine enough rather, they can go on that romantic getaway with her. So those high status players, boom. They the bomb. Anyway, it is what it is. Anyway, y'all, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.